Hi, this is Lorraine with Chat and Craft with Lorraine Tierney, and I'm jumping on today to show you a great layout for using DSP to make a card. So let me just check the camera view here. All I can see is a piece of DSP at the moment. Let me go a little bit bigger, and it looks like we are good. So I'll show you one of the cards that I made with this layout first so you can get an idea of what we're doing. And let me introduce myself, I guess. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from New Hampshire, Warner, New Hampshire, and I absolutely love card making and sending cards, and I love helping people make cards. So if there's any way I can help you make cards, please let me know. So here's the card that we're going to make. So this is from the Crane of Fortune and Symbol of Fortune suite. And then it opens up like this, so you see that beautiful paper on the inside. And then it's just on a piece of flat cardstock. Some people really like to make sure the card can stand up. It can stand up and be displayed, and it's a really pretty way to use your DSP. So I'm going to just read the measurements off as we go, but at the end of the video I'll have a piece of paper that I'll put here and you can take a screenshot of it if you want. So we're going to use a 4-inch by 12-inch strip of the DSP. And if you had a pattern on your paper, if the pattern was going this way, up and down, you'd want to turn your paper so that your 4-inch piece would then have the pattern when it's going up and down. So just check that out before you cut your piece of paper. So I'm just going to cut it 4 inches by 12. Okay. And then we just have 2 score lines to make. So with your pattern going up and down the right way, we're going to score it at 5.5. And then I hate to extend my arm out on my cutter. I'm lazy when it comes to that. So we scored it at 5.5. We're going to slide it over, and we're going to use the 1 inch that is to the right of the cutting channel and score it at 1 inch. Okay. Hi, Debbie. So glad you could join us. So this is the piece of paper. I should say that I had it facing up. The side that I wanted to be on the front, I had facing up. So now you just fold it on that 5.5-inch score line. And this little piece we're going to fold back to the front. Now, if you get this little edge on your DSP from cutting, just smooth it out with your bone folder. Okay, so we are going to adhere that closed, but we're going to put a little piece of coordinating or contrasting cardstock. This is 1 1/4 by 4, and you can see on this one I'm using a contrasting color. And if I can find that other card, I stuck with Flirty Flamingo on this first card. But you know, you can do different colors too. So I'm going to put some glue. I always put glue on my smaller piece of paper. So this one's smaller. And I just have it tucked in there, nice and even. And then I'm gonna now put glue on the back of that one. It's a beautiful day here. I'm actually in Vermont today at my daughter's house, and it is a gorgeous sunny day. Okay, so this is kind of flimsy. DSP is not as thick. It's flimsy as a card base. So that's why I like to adhere it to a piece of cardstock. And this piece of cardstock is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So it's the size that we usually have for a finished card. So I'm just going to adhere this down. So that helps me get all my pieces out of the way. And I like to use the edge of my trimmer. There's a nice lip here, so I'm going to put that in the lip, and it's going to line up with the edge on the right and left side and leave a little border on the top and the bottom. So I'm just trying to get that. Whoops, because I'm on camera, of course I can't do it as easily. But I'm just trying to get that even, top and bottom. I'll place that there so it lines up very nicely because that edge holds everything in place. And then I'll just give it a little score. Okay. So that's the basic frame of the card. And you can do that with any two-sided DSP, and it will look really nice. Now we'll do the inside of the card, and I forget exactly what this piece is, but it will tell you at the end. And I'm using the stamp set Flowing Flowers. I love this one. It has the distinctive stamps, so it gives you a lot of shading without doing any work. And I love this sending a card instead of a text. And that's what we're going to put on the inside of the card. We're going to use this thank you and some flowers for the front of it. I also like this just a note on here quite a bit. I'm going to use, my cardstock was Soft Succulent for this card, so I'm going to use Soft Succulent ink. And I have my stamp already positioned on my Stamparatus. I lined up my words with the grid lines so that it looked like the S in sending and the D in card were right on that line. And I had a piece of scrap paper to determine where I wanted it to land. And this is a very squishy stamp for some reason. And so I'm using the Stamparatus because I'm much less apt to get a halo on it if I use my Stamparatus. And I can always re-ink it if I've been too light with the ink. So I'm just going to press that down gently. It is a little bit light, so I'm going to lightly re-ink it, and I'm going to press it down again. Okay, so sending a card instead of a text, and that has a blurry look to it. So I must have moved my piece of paper, and I didn't realize it. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to use the other side. It won't show through. Okay, let's try that again. It's not supposed to move on me. Okay, I'm going to try it one more time because I'm going lightly with the ink. It looks like it moved again. I'm just going to go for it. If it's not good, we're going to have to cut another one. There we go. Sending a card instead of a text, and that stayed right in place. That's what the Stamparatus is supposed to do. That's why I like my Stamparatus. Okay, let me just clean that off before I close it up. And we're going to put this on the inside of the card. And it will go just like that. because I flipped it over, I have that little raised edge. Okay, and we'll glue this just centered in here. Okay, and now we'll work on the front. So the front is going to have a piece of white on this one. I'm going to do it a little bit differently than the other one had a crane. I'm going to do something like this, but we'll do our stamping before we mat it. So I'm going to continue with the soft succulent ink. I'm going to put my flower on first. And you can see how it takes up the ink even differently. Some places look more inked than the others. That's that distinctive stamp. So I'm going to try to tuck it in over here. I'm going to hold it there. Oh, I love, love, love that stamp. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the thank you. And again, this thank you seems to be a little bit squishy. So I want to check and make sure I don't have a halo. I don't want any ink on my edges. Okay. And I'm going to put, oops, my camera's right in my way. I'm going to put my thank you right there. Okay. And this is a ginkgo leaf that I had cut for a different card and never used it, so I might use it on this card. We'll see. So first I will put this on my mat and get that centered. And then let's see if I want, I don't think I want to go over my flower. No, I might put that under there just for a little something, or do I want it over on the right side? I don't think I want it on the right. Let's see if I want it on the left. I think I will put it on the left. I really wanted to put a ribbon around the DSP, but the DSP is a little light to tie a ribbon around, and the soft succulent ribbon that I have is rather wide, and so I just couldn't get it to look right. I think I have a little dragonfly here someplace that I was also going to put on here. And this is from the Crane of Fortune. I'm going to put a little dragonfly right there. I got a little heavy-handed with that glue. Okay, so I'm going to put a couple of dots of glue. You can see this is cut out of the same paper. Oh no, because it's different on the other side. A similar paper from that pack. With the gray granite and the, there we go. And then we'll just put this, I might go lower. I think I'm going to go a little off center, lower and down. And I'm not going to pop that up. I'm going to lay it flat. All right. I hope you can't hear that. My dryer just signaled that it was done. Of course, now I've told you about it, so that's silly. Oh well. I'm using my grid paper to make sure my card is straight. And I didn't want that little piece of the stem hanging out there looking like it didn't belong. So here is the front of the card. And then there's the inside, and it's on a flat card base, and it does stand up like that. So there is that one. I think I will put a couple of pieces, if I can find my take your pick tool. Here it is. I will put a couple of these small polished dots on here. I think I'll put them right under the sentiment. Usually I would stand up and get right over this to make sure those are straight. Hopefully they're okay. And there you go. So that's the same card, same DSP as this one, just different colors. Little different messages. That's from the Color and Contour bundle. And then here is another one that I did with the Artfully layered stamp set and papers. I didn't have my white embossing powder here with me, but that might have come out a little brighter if instead of white ink I had used the white embossing powder, and I didn't put a sentiment on the inside just yet. I figure this could be a masculine card, could be a feminine card. Wasn't sure what I wanted to put on the inside. So let me show you. I will be writing a blog post that will go through all of this. But here is a piece of paper that has all of the dimensions on it. So if you watch the replay, you can stop it on that and copy it, or you can try to take a screenshot or a picture of that. Remember when you score that the 5.5 I measured on the left side of the cutting channel, and the 1 inch I measured on the right because I didn't want to open up my cutter. If you open up your cutter, that would be at 6.5 inches. So I hope that you will make some of these cards with your DSP, your patterned papers, and show off both sides of them. I think they're really pretty, and they're pretty easy to make. They work with all different papers, all different stamp sets. I'm sure you have something in your stash that you can use to make one of these cards. And I'd love it if you share it on the Chat and Craft Creations page so we can all see it and we can be inspired. Please like this video. Please share it if you know somebody that might want to see it and make this kind of a card. And if I can help you make cards at home, please let me know. I do have the new catalog that I'm sending out to folks, and I'll be doing a catalog launch soon with paper shares and perhaps an in-color club. So I'd be happy to help you in any way I can. Have a great rest of your Friday. Bye-bye.